All right, so we're on the record in docket 24-00027. That is the people of the state of Michigan versus Jamone J. Walker. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Wilson.
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Taylor, Assistant Public Defender here in the courtroom. Mr. Wilson is appearing over Polycom.
All right. This is the time set for a pre-trial on the matter. First of all, sir, you are Jamone Walker?
Yes, I am.
All right. You can hear me all right, Mr. Walker?
Yes, I can.
All right. Thank you. This time set for a pre-trial in the matter. Ms. Wilson, how are we proceeding?
I believe we're going to leave this set for a final pre-trial.
That is correct.
So we'll leave on for final pre-trial and jury trial. Can you give us a second while we, no worries. No worries. Like, we have a substitution today. And by the way, we're just glad JIS is working.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah, sure.
We're just
February 26th for the final pre-trial
okay, February 26th
at 8:30.
for final pre-trial and corresponding jury trial,
Thinking March 4th.
March 4th.
Your Honor, I will be on vacation that week. I would not be here in court.
And you don't want to dump on somebody else?
I would not, Ms. Sutter would not appreciate if I
Right,
dumped her
right.
with a jury trial.
Hi, you're covering for me. Here's your jury trial.
Yes,
Oh.
so if we could possibly go another week out, it would
We
be
can.
much appreciated.
We can go.
It'll be March 18th.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
8. All right, so I've set dates for the final pre-trial on February 26th at 8:30 and March 18th at 8 a.m. Anything else for the record in 24-00027, Ms. Wilson?
Nothing from the people.
Ms. Wicks.
Nothing from defense, thank you.
All right, you're all set, Mr. Walker. Thank you for your appearance today. Ms. Wilson, how did you want to proceed?
I believe we're ready, Ms. Eichler.
All right. Ms. Eichler. So we're on the record in docket 20-01725. That is people of the state of Michigan versus Laura Eichler. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Wilson.
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Ms. Sutter.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter, on behalf of Ms. Eichler, who's standing to my right.
Ma'am, you are Laura Eichler, is that correct? All right, thank you. This is the time set for final pretrial in the matter. Ms. Wilson, how are we proceeding?
Thank you, Your Honor. So this case is part of a global resolution with some other files. We had been adjourning to try to get Ms. Eichler into drug court. It has come to our attention that drug court is no longer accepting anybody. So we're trying to kind of fashion our own drug court on probation without actual drug court in accordance with her felony files. So we would be requesting an adjournment on this past the plea date that she has in circuit, which I believe is
March 6th.
Okay.
March 6th.
So adjourn post circuit court plea date for global resolution. And who's that plea in front of in circuit court?
I believe it's Dragon Chuck, Your Honor, but let me double check.
Yes, Dragon Chuck.
Because I believe it's Attorney McNamara.
And this is a part of that plea?
Yes, this would be kind of all wrapped up in one, I
Okay.
believe.
It is Judge Dragon Chuck.
Yep.
Right. And what's the date?
March 6th.
Post March 6th.
March 18th at 9.
March 18th at 9 a.m. So Ms. Eichler, please keep in contact with your attorney, Ms. Sutter. We posted this pretrial or final pretrial past that plea date in front of Judge Dragonchuk in order for a global resolution, all right? Anything else for the record in docket 20-1725, Ms. Wilson,
Nothing from the people.
Ms. Sutter?
Nothing further.
All right, Ms. Eichler, we'll see you on that March 18th date, okay? Thank you.
Perfect.
And if there's a Mr. Eichler on Zoom, he is a complaining witness, he's good to go.
All right, is there?
Thank you.
Mr. Eichler, you heard what what the assistant prosecutor, we placed this past the circuit court date?
I did. Could you repeat it for me?
All
again,
right.
though, please?
The date in circuit court for plea would be March 6th. I'm not sure the time,
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
9 a.m.
but
9
this
a.m.
has been set for March 18th at 9.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And you're all set, sir. Thank you for your appearance today.
Thank you.
Right, Ms. Wilson,
I believe we're ready on Mr. Benson.
Darby on Benson.
Darby, yes.
Right, so we're on the record in docket 23-03340 and 23-03341. That is people of the state of Michigan versus Darby on Benson. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Wilson,
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Ms. Sutter.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter, on behalf of Mr. Benson, who joins us via Zoom.
And sir, you are Darby on Benson, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And you can hear me all right, Mr. Benson?
Yep.
All right, thank you. This is the time set for a pretrial in the matter. Ms. Wilson, how we proceed?
Thank you, Your Honor. It's my understanding that Mr. Benson is working on getting a dog license, so I believe we're going to be asking this to be set out for another date.
So this is continued adjourned for compliance.
Correct.
That's correct, Your Honor. He's achieved a vaccination and then he hit his wife became very ill, so he's getting the money together for a license. We'd be asking for 30 days if possible.
So adjourn for compliance for 30 days. Or for continued compliance,
March 4th and
March 4th at 9. All right, so Mr. Benson, please keep in contact with your attorney, Ms. Sutter. We've adjourned this out for your ability to continue with whatever offer was made for March 4th at 9 a.m. All right, sir?
All right. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Is there anything else for the record in either one of these files, 3340 or 3341, Ms. Wilson?
Nothing from the people.
Ms. Sutter?
Nothing further.
All right, Mr. Benson, you're all set. Thank you for your appearance today.
Thank you, sir.
Next.
Mr. Isaiah Williams is on Zoom. He's ready to go.
All right, so we're on the record in docket 23-02814. That is people of the state of Michigan versus Isaiah Williams. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Wilson,
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Ms. Sutter.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter, on behalf of Mr. Williams, who joins us via Zoom.
And sir, you are Isaiah Williams, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, you can hear me all right, Mr. Williams?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. This is the time set for a pretrial in the matter. Ms. Wilson, how we proceed?
I believe we would ask for this to be set for a final pretrial.
That's correct.
So final pretrial and corresponding jury trial will be set for
final pretrial February 26th at 8:30.
final pretrial set for February 26th at 8:30.
And then March 4th for the jury trial. at 8.
And the jury trial will be set for March 4th at 8. So the final pretrial, Mr. Williams, will be live on February 26th at 8:30. I should write that February. So at 8:30, and the corresponding jury trial will be set for March 4th at 8 o'clock. Is that Chestnut Street address still a good notice address for you, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, perfect. All right, so final pretrial set for February 26th, jury trial for March 4th. Anything else for the record in 2302-814, Ms. Wilson?
Nothing from the people.
Ms. Sutter?
Nothing further.
All right, Mr. Williams, we'll see you on those dates. The first date will be February 26th at 8:30. Thank you for your appearance today.
All right, thank you.
So who do you need? Mr. Williams, you're all set, so you can leave when you're ready.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Ms. Samuel, you're ready for your case to be called?
I am, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. We're on the record in docket 23033745. That is people of the state of Michigan versus Nathan Marsetic. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Wilson.
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Ms. Samuel.
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Nicole Samuel on behalf of the defendant, Nathan Marsetic. We are both here via Zoom today.
And sir, you are Nathan Marsetic, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you can hear me all right, Mr. Marsetic?
Yes, sir.
All right, this is the time set for a pretrial in the matter. Ms. Wilson, how are we proceeding?
Thank you, Your Honor. We are unable to proceed in this matter, so I will be requesting a dismissal without prejudice.
And Ms. Samuel, I'm assuming you have no objection to the dismissal without prejudice?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right. All right, so what we'll do is we'll print a nollie pros and have the assistant prosecutor sign it. They're unable to proceed in the matter. And then I will sign the nollie pros for the record. All right, Ms. Samuel?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Right, so I'm in possession of the nollie pros on 23033745. And I'll indicate, Ms. Wilson, that the people are unable to proceed.
Correct, Your Honor.
Yeah, or they could just call and make a $900 payment.
So the motion for nollie pros is granted without prejudice, Mr. Marsetti, which means the people could reissue if they choose to reissue. But for all our purposes today, the case is dismissed. All right, sir?
Sounds good. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Anything else for the record in 23033745, Ms. Wilson?
Nothing from the people.
Ms. Samuel?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you for your appearance today. You're all set.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too.
We're already on Mr. Storms.
Mr. Storms, Travis Storms.
Yes.
Right, so we're on the record in docket 20-01264. That's people of the state of Michigan versus Travis Storms. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Wilson.
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Ms. Sutter.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter on behalf of Mr. Storms, who is standing to my right.
And sir, you are Travis Storms, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. This is the time set for a pretrial in the matter. Ms. Wilson, how are we proceeding?
Thank you, Your Honor. I believe we're going to be asking that be set for a final pretrial.
And that's a fair statement, Ms. Sutter.
It is.
So this is set for final pretrial and corresponding jury trial.
February 26th for the final.
So we'll set it for February 26th at 8:30 for the final pretrial. So that'll be live in this court, just like we are now. Okay, sir? And then the jury trial is set for
March 4th at 8.
Then the corresponding jury trial is set for March 4th at 8 a.m. Mr. Storms, please keep in contact with your attorney, Ms. Sutter. Anything else for the record in 20-01264? Ms. Wilson.
Nothing from people. Your
Ms.
Honor.
Sutter.
Nothing further.
All right, Mr. Storms, we'll see you on that February 26th date. Thank you.
If you hang up for just a second, I'll give you a free telephone account to find it for you. And then you're in good.
Yes.
That's the one that we don't have.
All right. So did you want to call Morales?
Is he here?
I haven't seen him, Your Honor. The interpreter is here. I tried to leave him a voicemail last week, but to be honest, I don't know if he understands my voicemails because I don't speak Spanish. He was here at his in person for his last appearance when I did an intake form from him.
So we're going to turn it anyway, most likely. Let's go ahead and call that because we have the interpreter here, so we don't keep the interpreter on the clock. Ma'am. So we're on the record in docket 23-03669. That is people of the state of Michigan versus Elisac Morales. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Wilson.
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Ms. Sutter.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter on behalf of Mr. Elisac Morales.
And ma'am, your first name and last name and spell both for the record, please.
Norma Baptista, Norma Baptist.
Okay. And you are the interpreter for the matter. And so we're going to be adjourning the matter today on some level, but we're going to get a new date. So Mr. Morales is not here today. He's failed to appear. But we have a language barrier here. And so what we'll do is we'll just reset it and then you'll be contacted or somebody will contact you from the agency. I just want to make sure that the case is called so we have it on the record. So Ms. Wilson, we'll reset the Morales case for
February 12th at 9:30.
February 12th at 9:30. And then we'll get an interpreter for that date. All right, ma'am? All right. And Ms. Sutter, you have that date, February 12th at 9:30.
I do.
We'll just adjourn it and then we'll wait to see how that plays itself out on February 12th.
Thank you.
Anything else for the record on docket 23-03669, Ms. Wilson?
Nothing from the people, Your Honor.
All right, ma'am, thank you for your appearance today, okay? All right, we're all set. There is one individual in back.
This is Cynthia Spade. I don't have her as represented by the public defender's
Okay.
office.
Ms. Wilson, have you had the opportunity do you want to start that on the record? Ms. Spade?
If you don't mind, I'll ask a couple of quick
Okay,
questions of her.
sure. It's a dog license case. isn't it?
Yeah.
Ms. Wilson, how are you?
Oh, I'm all right. How are you?
Okay, I'm okay. We're less busy than we were last Monday.
Yes. Well, I hear you've got a packed three dockets later this week.
Yeah, we're busy later on in the week,
Yeah.
but I don't mind, prelims and probable cause conferences, those are. PCCs are new, probable cause conferences are new, so. And those are a little bit. Kind of like a pre-trial to the eventual prelim.
Yeah.
We used to just, you just call each other on the phone,
Right.
beforehand. And our prelims, we had a late prelim Friday. We scheduled one for 3, which is unusual. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a compliance?
Yes.
So let's go ahead and call that case. Ms. Spade.
Yes.
purposes. Way top here. All right, so we're on the record in 23-03-634. That is people of the state of Michigan versus Cynthia Spade. Will the parties please, their appearances for the record, Ms. Wilson?
Abigail Wilson for the people.
And you are Cynthia Spade, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. This time set for pretrial in the matter. Ms. Wilson, how we proceed?
Thank you, Your Honor. It's my understanding that Ms. Spade is working on getting a license for the dog, so I would request that we set this out for compliance purposes.
March 4th and 9th.
All right. So Ms. Spade, we've extended this to March 4th at 9:30 for compliance purposes. Any paperwork or documentation you get should go to Ms. Wilson, okay, to see, but we'll meet up again on that March 4th live to see if that paperwork has come through. We don't want it to be too expensive a dog, but it's gonna be an expensive dog, okay? I'm telling you right now, all right? Ms. Wilson, anything else on 23-03-634?
Nothing for the people.
Ms. Spade, do you have any questions?
No, I don't.
All right, I'll see you on March 4th, okay? Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Sutter.
Yeah, no problem.
I think we don't have anybody else right now.
We're not around people. I'll go with the hauler.
David, how are you?
Doing good, Judge.
Is anybody suffering over the loss of the Lions last night?
I put no money down.
You put no money down.
Nope, I didn't put any money down.
Smart.
Yeah.
You know, it's about 9:30 when you really realize that they don't have a chance.
Yeah,
And you just spent the last 4 hours sitting and
yeah,
you're like, I gotta move.
yeah.
I gotta move or else this is gonna be worse, you know? Because I watched the game with my wife, but I watched the earlier game with my father-in-law. And we just sat through that game and watched it because we wanted to see who they were allegedly going to play. And then you realize I've spent 4 hours of my life sitting.
Yeah.
I need to move.
Yeah.
I need to move my body.
Well, the streaming, it's funny you said that because the streaming service I looked at literally said that, okay, 4 hours you need to refresh. Yeah, it was like you need to refresh. I'm like, oh man, I've been watching.
Hopefully you're on a treadmill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you still watching? Would you
Yeah.
like me to continue playing?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
Good.
Wow.
I'd like
Yeah.
to watch how this goes down in flames.
So, yeah.
Score
Two bad
during the
calls.
third quarter.
Two bad
And they were
calls.
up.
Yeah, I
If
mean,
the defense would have played.
No, I think you got those kicks. We would have been, I mean, I'm not disputing that, but we can't go to that well all the time. Just take that 3-point.
look,
Badgley isn't a for sure from 48 anyway.
I just think that last Monday I had a late class and I told the class, never in my lifetime did I ever think that we would be one game away from a Super Bowl
Right.
in my lifetime.
I mean, it's.
I'm just saying that doesn't
Years into
seem, it seems
recovery,
surreal,
Yeah.
you know?
I know it.
So, but then you get in the middle of the game and you're like, we're gonna win this. you
Right.
know?
Well,
We're going to the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and then everything
I know.
gets dashed.
It's always
Yeah,
one
that
of those-
first half, I'm like, oh my God, we might lose this.
Well, that first, you know it couldn't, like, it's almost too good to be true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When they go up by, they up by 17.
yeah, 17.
It's almost too good to be true. You're just waiting for the other, and maybe that's the problem. Maybe that's, maybe the fact that we were waiting, you know?
Well, I'll tell you who did make a profit. The city of Detroit made a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yes, they did good. Good for them.
A lot of
Good
money.
for them.
Yeah,
That Ford Field was packed,
Oh,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
I mean, that's so good for the city.
it is.
So winning 2 playoff games.
Mhm.
I was with my father-in-law and a friend of his wife. His wife passed like 5 years ago.
Right.
And she's 91 years old. And she remembers when the Lions won the Western champ in 1956.
Oh my
She
gosh.
remembers that. I'm like, I barely remember 92,
Yeah.
but so this was all like icing on the cake until you're making the cake. And then then I just thought we may go to the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then it worked out.
I think the good thing is that it really brought not just Detroit, I think it just brought the whole state.
It did. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Well, and you had people who had never been to Michigan in their life wearing Lions gears just because it was such a Cinderella story.
Yeah, you had Chiefs fans who had never watched a
Yeah.
football game.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
the fact that Taylor Swift was on was a reason to watch a football game.
Right.
Look, I don't care how you get there. Just,
Yeah.
as long as you get there.
People are.
My girls are living in California and they're at Lions Super Bowl parties.
Yep.
Yeah.
So where everybody's decked out from Michigan in blue and white.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I mean, that's a pretty cool thing. It didn't end well.
Right. Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how the Super Bowl goes because everybody's already talking about, they're going to cut Taylor every 5 seconds.
Well, I'm gonna tell you another thing. A lot of people, I know, like we're not even gonna watch it. I mean, they lose a lot of money because people were so.
Well, Marquita and Mr. Rosen have already indicated
Yeah.
they're not watching the game.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if I could do that. I don't know. I mean, for me, it's just an excuse to eat and
Yeah.
stuff I'm not supposed to eat.
Well, food is always a necessity.
Yeah. Like,
No matter who we're playing.
you've got to have like chicken
Right.
wings there, and I'm not supposed to eat chicken wings, but I'll eat them anyway because they're there.
That's
'Cause
right.
It's a Super Bowl. If you can't eat that stuff during the Super Bowl, is life worth living?
I'm not saying I'm gonna watch it, but I'm not gonna turn down any advice for food. That I will be
Yeah,
there.
traditional food order.
Ooh, I'm gonna admit. Mr. Petway.
You'd have to get screened. So. I mean, I obviously, I don't. At least a screening, yes.
What is Miss Gable here?
She is on Mr. Olson, I believe. That's an operating without a license.
She's here. Ma'am, on the iPhone, would you please identify yourself? You just joined.
Yes, my name is Marcy Lee Guevara.
I believe that's Miss Sutter's grant.
All right, your attorney is meeting with somebody right now. So stand by, all right? You're in the right courtroom.
Okay, thank you.
And then Miss. All right, so we're on the record in docket 24-00130. That is people of the state of Michigan versus the Sangha Maremba. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Wilson.
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Ms. Wicks.
Taylor Wicks, Assistant Public Defender, on behalf of Mr. Marimba, who is present and standing to my right.
And sir, and correct me if I'm mispronouncing your name. It is Sangha Maremba, is that correct?
Rambia.
Marembia.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Sangha Marembia. Ms. Wilson, this is the time set for a pretrial in the matter. Ms. Wilson, how we proceed?
Thank you, Your Honor. It's my understanding that the defendant would like to get screened for 55th Mental Health Court, which I have no objection to the screening at this point. So if we want to set this out to get that done,
How long are we thinking for that specialty court?
probably a month.
Yeah, about 4 weeks. I
Yeah.
would venture a guess at 4 weeks. All right, and Ms. Wicks, is that a fair statement?
That is.
All right. So we'll adjourn for screening for specialty court.
March 4th at 9:30.
For March 4th at 9:30. And is that in 55th?
I believe so, yes.
All right, so Mr. Maremba, we've reset this for March 4th at 9:30. As Ms. Wicks will be able to tell you, the specialty courts and other courts. So you would probably do everything over there, the case to be handled over there, but they've got to screen you first for that specialty court, okay?
Okay.
And so we're gonna adjourn this to allow that to happen.
All right.
Anything else for the record in 24-00130, Ms. Wilson,
Nothing from the people.
Ms. Wicks?
Nothing from defense, thank you.
All right, Mr. Maremba, is that Stillman Road address still good for you?
Yes.
Okay, you should get notice today, and we're gonna have that as your notice address. And then we'll be back here on March 4th to see how that screening application works out, okay?
Okay.
All right, you're all set. Thank you for your appearance today.
Thank
No, it's your. I'll let it screen.
That way.
Can I speak with her?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay, all right, thanks.
Thanks.
All right, Mr. Petway, we'll call your case. You can unmute.
Yeah.
Mr. Petway, you can unmute and we'll call your case. There you go. Got the,
Okay,
there
here
you
we
go,
go.
sir.
All right, there we go.
All right, so we're on the record in docket 24-00014. That is people of the state of Michigan versus Keith Petway. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Wilson.
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Ms.
Kevin Wicks,
Wicks.
Assistant Public Defender on behalf of Mr. Petway, who appears over Zoom, myself in the court.
And sir, you are Keith Petway, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can hear me all right, Mr. Petway?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. This is the time set for a pretrial hearing. Ms. Wilson, how are we proceeding?
Thank you, Your Honor. I believe we're going to leave this step for a final pretrial and corresponding jury trial.
Okay, we'll set. And that's a fair statement, Ms. Wicks?
It is.
All right. We'll set for final pretrial on
February 26th at 8:30.
February 26th at 8:30.
Jury trial March 18th at 8.
Jury trial March 18th at 8 a.m. All right, so you're set, is that address at Hague Court address still a good address for you, sir?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
All right, you'll get notice sent to that address for your final pretrial on February 26th at 8:30. That'll be live in person on the 6th floor of City Hall. And then the corresponding jury trial is set for March 18th at 8 a.m. All right, sir?
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Your
All
Honor.
right, anything else for the record in 24-00014, Ms. Wilson?
Nothing from the people.
Ms. Wicks?
No, thank you.
All right, Mr. Petway, you're all set. Thank you for your appearance today.
Thank you.
Judge, can you tell us where to join the breakout?
All right, Ms. Guevara, you should join. Oh, Ms. Gable, are you ready on your matter, the Olson matter? I don't know if I heard you. Oh, Ms. Gable, I can't hear you right now. And you're unmuted to us, so there must be a microphone issue.
Can you,
Oh, we can hear you now.
is that better?
Yep, that is better.
Okay, sorry about that.
No worries.
We are ready to proceed.
All right, let me grab that file. All right, so we're on the record in docket 24-00091. That's People of the State of Michigan versus Nathan Olson. Will the parties please introduce themselves to the record? Ms. Wilson.
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Ms. Gable.
Catherine Gable for defendant.
All right, and sir, you are Nathan Olson Jr., is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you can hear me all right, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, this is the time set for a pretrial in the matter. Ms. Wilson, how are we proceeding?
I believe this is gonna be a final pretrial and jury trial.
All right. We'll set for final pretrial on
February 26th, the 8:30.
February 26th at 8:30.
And then we can do March 18th for the jury trial.
Okay. The jury trial will be set for March 18th at 8 o'clock. All right. Mr. Olson, please keep in contact with your attorney, Ms. Gable. You've been set live on February 26th at 8:30. That'll be a live final pretrial. And the corresponding jury trial is set for March 18th at 8 a.m. Anything else for the record? 24-00091. Ms. Wilson.
Nothing from the people.
Ms. Gable.
Nothing from defendant.
All right. We'll see you on that February 26th date. Thank you for your appearance today, Mr. Olson.
Thank you.
Ma'am, on the Motorola Moto G5, can you identify yourself with the Meyer sweater or coat?
Teresa Martin.
All right, Miss Martin, you're here for your 9:30.
Teresa Martin.
Miss Martin, you're here for your 9:30?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Okay, stand by. You're in the right place. All right, Miss Martin, I'm going to place you in room 1. You'll get a prompt to go to room 1 with your public defender, okay? That's Miss Wicks.
Okay.
So you should get a prompt to go to room 1. So Ms. Sutter, you had the opportunity to speak with Ms. Guevara?
I did.
All right. Are you ready on her?
I am.
All right, so we're on the record in docket 23-03156. That is people of the state of Michigan versus Marcy Guevara. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Wilson.
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Ms. Sutter.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter on behalf of Ms. Guevara, who joins us via Zoom.
And ma'am, you are Marcy Guevara, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can hear me all right, Ms. Guevara?
I can hear you.
All right, thank you. This is the time set for a pretrial in the matter. Ms. Wilson, how are we proceeding?
I think, Your Honor, I believe this will be a final pretrial and a corresponding jury trial.
Is that a fair statement, Ms. Sutter?
It is.
So we'll set this for final pretrial on
February 26th, 8:30.
26 at 8:30. And corresponding jury trial on
March 4th.
So, Ms. Guevara, please keep in contact with your attorney, Ms. Sutter. Your final pretrial set live on the 6th floor of City Hall on February 26th at 8:30. And that your mailing address is still, you'll get notice at your Mabel address. So is that still a good address for you?
Yes, sir. 3536.
All right. All right, thank you. And then the corresponding jury trial set for March 4th at 8 o'clock. Anything else for the record in 23-03156? Ms. Wilson.
Nothing from the people.
Ms. Sutter.
Nothing further.
All right, Ms. Guevara, you're all set. Thank you for your appearance today.
Thank you so much. Have a nice day.
You too. Then did you want to talk to Beavers,
Oh,
Mr. Beavers Thomas?
yes, Your Honor.
And then we'll,
And then are we ready on Martin?
Turning off that. All right.
well, it's Martin. So which case do you want to call first?
I have Mr. Beavers Thomas.
All right. All right, so we're on the record in docket 17-01710. That is people of the state of Michigan versus Joshua Beavers Thomas. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Wilson.
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Ms. Sutter.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter on behalf of Mr. Beavers Thomas, who is standing to my right.
And sir, you are Joshua Beavers Thomas, is that correct? All right, thank you. This is the time set for pretrial in the matter. Ms. Wilson, how are we proceeding?
Thank you, Your Honor. So this case hit kind of snafu. It was coded incorrectly initially, so there was some issues getting things out. I wasn't even aware that this case existed until Friday. And Ms. Sutter and I both received just the ticket this past Friday as well. So I think we were going to request that it be set for another pretrial just so we can get everything.
All right. Do we want to leave it set on the same date? Is this a city case or statute?
Well, that seems to be the crux of the problem, Your Honor. It's gone back and forth a few times. It was originally coded as a ST, then it became an OT after 2.5 years. And then about 6 months ago, it became an ST again, although on the docket that I got last Wednesday, it still says OT. I've looked through the events in the online ROA and I'm very confused by the things I'm reading there. So the honest answer is I have no idea.
Statute case, Judge.
So it's a statute. So we've got it as a statute. So let's leave it for the Monday. But Ms. Wilson, contact the city attorney if they've got some information. We've got it as a statute case.
I did speak with Ms. Amani Williams at the city attorney's office. She can see that this docket essentially exists, but she has no substantive information either.
And she's probably, this is a 2017 case, so it probably predates her by at least
it predates the existence
5 years.
It predates her employment. It predates the existence of my office by several years.
All right, Mr. Beavers Thomas, thank you for appearing today. We're gonna adjourn this to see where it ends up. I think it's gonna end up on the date that we give you, okay? But from there, we'll go from there on the case. So we'll adjourn for discovery purposes.
February 12th at 9:30.
We'll set it for February 12th at 9:30. Is that Jolly Road address still, I'm sorry, I've got Jolly Road address, is that still good for you? That's the last address we have is the Jolly Road address. You're gonna get notice today, but any future notices will get sent to that address, but you'll get notice from my court officer today, okay? And we'll set it for February 12th at 9 a.m. That'll be live just like we are now, okay? Or actually, that could be by Zoom because it's a pre-trial.
I was just about to ask, yeah.
Yeah, so you could join us by Zoom if you choose to. If it's easier, you can just show up, okay?
Easy with Zoom. I work night shift.
All right.
At 8 in the morning.
Yeah, no doubt this will be easier for you to just to show up. All right. Anything else for the record, Ms. Wilson, on 1701710? Ms. Wilson,
Nothing from the people.
Ms. Sutter.
Nothing further.
All right, Mr. Beavers Thomas, we'll see you on February 12th, okay, sir?
Thank you.
Thank you. Martin?
Yes.
All right, so we're on the record in 2400112. That's people of the state of Michigan versus Teresa Martin. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Wilson.
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Ms. Wicks.
Taylor Wicks, Assistant Public Defender on behalf of Ms. Martin, who appears over Zoom.
Thank you. And ma'am, you are Teresa Martin, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And you can hear me all right, Ms. Martin?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. This is time set for a pretrial in the matter. Ms. Wilson, how are we proceeding?
I believe this will be a final pretrial and a corresponding jury trial.
And Ms. Wicks, is that a fair statement?
It is.
All right. Final pretrial will be set for
February 26th at 8:30.
February 26th at 8:30, and corresponding jury trial will be in March, I bet.
Yes, March 18th.
March 18th at 8 a.m. All right, so Ms. Martin, you'll get notice sent to our last known address for you, which is the Edgewood Boulevard address. Is that fair?
Yes.
All right. That final pretrial will be live in person on the 6th floor of City Hall at 8:30. Will be set for February 26th at 8:30. The corresponding jury trial will be set for March 18th at 8 a.m. Anything else for the record in docket 2400112? Ms. Wilson.
Nothing from the people.
Ms. Wicks.
No, thank you.
All right, Ms. Martin, we're all set. We'll see you on that February 26th date, okay, ma'am?
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Ms. Mayshawn, you can unmute. We're ready to go on your file. All right, so we're on the record in docket 2400110. That is people of the state of Michigan versus Mayshawn. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Wilson.
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Ms. Sutter.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter on behalf of Ms. Mai Shang, who is joining us via Zoom.
And ma'am, you are Mayshawn, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and you can hear me all right, Ms. Shang?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, this is the time set for a pretrial in the matter. Ms. Wilson, how are we proceeding?
This will be a final pretrial and a corresponding jury trial.
That's correct.
That's a fair statement?
Yes,
All
it
right.
is.
So final pretrial will be set, I bet you it's February.
Yes.
Yes.
February 26th at 8:30.
February 26th at 8:30.
And jury trial, March 4th at 8.
At 8. All right, so Ms. Shang, this has been set for February 26th at 8:30 and jury trial March 4th at 8 a.m. That final pretrial will be a live pretrial on the 6th floor of City Hall building of Lansing. So that'll be live in person. Is that Somerset Road address still good for you for notice?
The 6522.
I have a Somerset Road, but I don't have those. I have 6519.
I can't be near that house. So if you could send it to 6522.
All right. All right, perfect. All right, that's the corresponding no contact order, I would guess.
Yes, 6592.
All right.
yes.
So we'll have the I don't have the, so it's 6522 Somerset Road for notice. That's Lansing 48911.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Anything else for the record in 2400110, Ms. Wilson?
Nothing from the people.
Ms. Sutter?
Nothing further.
All right, Ms. Chung, we'll see you live in person on February 26th at 8:30. All right, ma'am?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right, so we're on the record in docket 24-00134. That is People of the State of Michigan versus Devin Salam. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Wilson.
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Ms. Wicks.
Taylor Wicks, Assistant Public Defender on behalf of Mr. Salam.
And sir, you are, and you'll have to mute Devin Salam.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and Mr. Salam, you can hear me all right?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. This is the time set for a pretrial in the matter. Ms. Wilson, how are we proceeding?
This will be a final pretrial and a corresponding jury trial, Your Honor.
That is correct.
Final pretrial is set for February
26th at
8:30. Jury trial March.
4th at 8.
That is the day I will be.
Oh, I'm sorry, March 18th.
March
Thank you.
18th. Okay. All right, and Mr. Salam, that notification address that you gave on Long Boulevard, that's still a good address for you?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. We've set your final pretrial on February 26th at 8:30. That'll be live in person on the 6th floor of City Hall. And the jury trial will be set for March 18th at 8 o'clock. Anything else for the record in docket 24-00134, Ms. Wilson?
Nothing from the people.
Ms. Wicks?
No, thank you.
All right, Mr. Salam, we'll see you on that February 26th date.
All right, thanks,
You're all
Your Honor.
set, sir. Thank you. Ms. Mills, we're ready on your case. So we're on the record in docket 24-00037. That's people of the state of Michigan versus Jacoya Mills. Will the parties please introduce themselves to the record? Ms. Wilson.
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lawrence Sutter, on behalf of Ms. Mills, who joins us via Zoom.
And ma'am, you are Jacoya Mills, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and you can hear me all right, Ms. Mills?
Yes.
All right, this is the time set for a pretrial in the matter. Ms. Wilson, how are we proceeding?
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Mills is working on getting her license, so we would ask this be adjourned for compliance purposes.
All right, that's a fair statement, Ms. Sutter.
It is, Your Honor. She's already provided proof of vaccination. She's just waiting on the license to be completed. So we'd be looking maybe 3 to 4 weeks just to be safe.
All right. So yeah.
February 26th at
Why not?
9:30.
February 26th at 9:30. Right, so Ms. Mills, keep in contact with your attorney, Ms. Sutter. You'll get notice sent to the Edgewood Boulevard address. Is that still a good address for you?
Yes, it is, for this.
No,
date.
that's okay. You don't need to repeat the number.
No,
That's it.
I
You're
was,
you're on. Okay.
Right.
no, I was,
So
I didn't get any
okay,
mail.
so
That's all I was saying.
all right, well, you've got it now, February 26th at 9:30, and notice will be sent to that address. All right, ma'am?
Mm-hmm.
So keep in contact with your attorney, Ms. Sutter, and any documents will be provided to the assistant prosecutor. All right, Ms. Mills?
Yes, I don't have her information. I just lost my phone.
All right,
I'll call you again, Ms. Mills.
right.
I have a new number.
Is your email still what we were using on Friday?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
That's
I'll email you.
Yeah, that'll be a better way to contact, so we don't have to announce that over. Oh, there's nobody in the courtroom, but who knows who's on YouTube? So, all right. So anything else for the record in 24-00037, Ms. Wilson?
Nothing from people, Your Honor.
Ms. Sutter?
Nothing further.
All right, Ms. Mills, we'll see you on that February 26th at 9:30 date. All right, ma'am?
Yep.
All right. Thank you for your appearance today. Have a nice day.
You too. Thank you.
It's like fine. I call her.
I know we've had Mr. Shuff before.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Did we do Miss Velasquez?
We have not.
She didn't show up for prelim last week either.
Oh, that's what we didn't show up for prelim. We had an idea about this. Although,
She
who
also
knows?
has a probation violation this afternoon.
Does she
so,
really?
Yeah, which is what I was gonna ask the court to at least hold the bench warrant until this afternoon.
I'll
if
hold
she
it
got
till this afternoon. Yeah, we can hold it
That is,
to see if she shows up for her. Yep, that's, there's no worry. We're all gonna be here and we've got it on the docket.
correct.
So, all right, so we're all set for this morning. We should have the jury trial today. And we had, other than, because we got all that stuff done like in 2.5 hours last week, and then we're ready to go. And that was shocking because it was packed. It was a packed day. And Miss Wilson, you did a nice job on that case, but
Oh, thanks.
yeah, you can't pick you don't pick your witnesses. You don't get to pick your
Yep. It was one of those where I was like, I went into it, I'm like, I'm pretty sure this is gonna be a loser, but I've got like a 50-50 shot, so.
You had a good shot. It's just who was more unlikable to the jury at some point. At some point in time, after you see the videotape, you're like,
Yep.
oh, this is a good
Yep.
case.
Yep.
And then you
And
see
then-
the victim testify, you're like, oh, no, it's not.
Yep.
It's not.
Yep.
He's not a likable guy. No.
Nope.
Nope. Well, scary and a little weird.
Oh, yeah.